Welcome back, fourth graders. We're going to do one more problem today. And again, this one's a little more challenging, so don't worry. We'll continue to practice these partial quotients division problems. Make sure you have your paper and pencil ready, and let's get ready to start. All right, our problem is 2,496 divided by 8. So let's write that down. 2,496 divided by 8. Okay, so we know that an easy fact would be 100 times 8. 100 times 8 would give us 800. Think about it like repeated addition. 100, add that up 8 times. Okay, 800 is pretty good, but it's not super close to 2,496. So I was thinking, if we know that 100 times 8 is 800, what if we double it and do 200 times 8? 200 times 8 would be what? If we double 800, 800 plus 800 is 1,600. Again, we can do that on paper, 200 times 8, but we can also use mental math to help us. So let's write that down. That's pretty close. It's not quite there, but it's getting there. 200 times 8 is 1,000. Line it up, 600. Now, you know the next step. We're going to draw our subtraction sign and our equal. We're going to subtract. Okay, so we have 6 minus 0 is 6. 9 minus 0 is 9. We can't do 4 minus 6, so we're going to go to our neighbor, the thousands. Take a thousands away. That's 1. Give them 10. 10 and 4 is 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. Okay. So now we have 896 left over. We have to think about 8's facts. What if we thought about an easy number? 100. 100 times 8. Oh, yeah, you've got it. 800. Hey, that's getting us closer, so let's write that down. 100 times 8. So we're going to write 800 here. Sorry about my finger. It's a little tricky to write with your finger. Okay, now let's go ahead and subtract it. 6 minus 0 is 6. And then 9 minus 0 is 9. And of course, we know 8 minus 8 is 0. So you don't have to write the 0, but you can if you want to. So now we have 96 left over. I want to get close, but I'm trying to think. Okay, I do know my tens facts pretty well. So I know that 10 times 8 is going to give me what? Oh yeah, 80. Let's try that. So let's write down the 10 over here. Okay, and this is where Mrs. Nurse always runs out of room. So we're going to write 80 here. So we're going to subtract it. And I'm going to do it over here, darn it. Okay, so 6 minus 0 is 6. And we have 9 minus 8 is 1. I need a bigger screen. So we have a leftover of 16. Now, I think there's an 8's fact that will get us exactly to 16. 8 times what is 16? 8 times 2, you got it. I'm sorry, we ran out of room over here, so we're kind of doing it on the side. So go ahead and write 8 times 2. Let's put our 2 over here, our 16 here, even though we're pretending we're at the bottom of the screen. 16 minus 16, let's do it. And what do you get? 0. So we're going to have a remainder of 0. Now, the only thing we need to do is to figure out our total over here on the side. So go ahead and circle that for me. We're going to add it up to get the answer or our quotient. So we have 200 plus 100 plus 10 plus 2. So we know 200 plus 100 is 300. 310 plus 2 is 312. We got it. So we're going to record 312 up top. And over here was our remainder, right? So we're going to record remainder 0. The only disadvantage here was we had a really tiny screen, so I ran out of room for my long division. But we made the best. When we get into some super big problems, I might have to start changing over to chart paper. So I hope this one helped. Don't worry. Again, these are a little bit more challenging problems. So if we need to go back to some of the basics and smaller problems, we can do that too. We'll get it with lots of practice. Keep up the great work, fourth graders.